So here we are recording the next assignment in our computer animation course, and what we're going to be doing in this animation lesson is creating a walk cycle of the 5 main positions of feet in order to create a walking character, and then we will try and drop them into our looping background which we created in our last assignment. So in order to get this started, I'm going to create a new Flash animation file. And I'm going to go back to our eBackpack assignment page, and I'm going to copy this image here of the 5 foot positions that we will need, and I'm going to paste this down on a frame, on this first keyframe here of this animation project, and I'm going to take my transform tool and shrink this down a little bit smaller so that we can fit it in our frame. Alright, and what I'd like us to first do is we're going to go ahead and lock this layer. This will be our kind of source image background, so I'll leave it locked. We'll call this source. And I would like you to trace your own feet over the top of these rather than doing a trace bitmap. Okay, so I'd like you to trace your own feet symbols. Right now, what the best tool I think to use is the pen tool. And so what we'll do first is kind of trace over the shoe itself, just giving one click at each of the kind of main points of this shoe. We'll also take it and kind of start to bend these lines into the right positions. I'll also add the little circle kind of in the corner here. And I'll also add the line that goes along the bottom of the shoe. So if I add with the pen tool here, another line, that last one did not quite go there. So I think, I don't know why it's snapping to that point. Should be, no, okay. So I'm going to click over to the side. Every once in a while the pen tool can be a little odd. So there we go. Okay, so that line connects now. I can go back and I can curve these edges so that this matches as well. Like I was saying before, I'd like you to make your shoe your own. So let's make it a different color than red. Why don't I go ahead and make these some baby blue kicks right here. So I'll go ahead and take my paint bucket, fill in that section the blue, and then I might actually use kind of like a tannish color for the other parts of the shoe. Yeah, so maybe like this light yellow or a tannish color. Here we go. That's a little more like what I was thinking. And we'll go ahead and fill in the kind of empty spaces of the shoe with that. So if I were to turn off visibility, I should just have the shoe just by itself. Okay, so what we want to do is make this a graphic. So I'll take everything on this frame, click the first keyframe there, and I want to take this and convert it to a graphic. So I'm going to press F8 on my keyboard, and we're going to call this foot 1. Okay, this is the starting position. So foot 1, we'll say OK, and we're actually going to go inside of this foot right away, and we're going to add a second layer to this foot. And on this second layer, what I'd like you to do is trace the leg part that you see here. So this we can call shoe, and then this we can call leg. And that might keep our thoughts a little more organized. So here, if we go ahead, again with the pen tool, we are going to kind of trace the general shape of the leg here. And that looks like it keeps snapping to my other image. So I want to make sure that doesn't, so that these two things stay very separate. They're not supposed to be kind of attached to one another. So I'm going to take this and just kind of move it down a little bit. What I am going to do is slightly kind of bend some of these shapes to get them to match a little bit better. And then I will fill it in again another color other than what is already there. I guess maybe I'll give my guy some more of like a dark brownish type khaki color, or this gray color for our pants. Okay, so that should work for that first leg, and we are going to do the same for each. So now what we should have here on our stage, if we were to turn away this other part, is we should have this one leg and foot here in a symbol and have it called foot 1. Okay, and so what we will want to do is do the same process for each of the other feet. I'm just extending this little part just a little bit more here because I wanted it to be closer to what we have going on in the original. Okay, so that looks good, and as I said, we're going to do the same process for all 5 foot positions. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and as you take your time to do that, we will come back and continue recording.